I want to tell you about one of my favorite crankbaits. It's called a Cordell CC Shad. It's fairly light and you need to fish it on 6 or 8 pound test line, a spinning rod that's got a light to a medium action that you can load up and cast a light lure on. You're going to use this light bait to your advantage because it's got the quickest action in the water of any crankbait you've ever seen. But it's going to dive down to about 7 or 8 feet, looks just like a shad. Put your rod tip down when you're retrieving it and slow the bait down. It works great at slow speeds. This is not one of those hard cranking crankbaits. This is an easy cranking crankbait, does not pull hard, dives to about 7 or 8 feet, but everything in the water eats a little threadfin shad just this size. Man, I have got a big old white bass on light line. Once you get them on this light line, it's a fight. You've got to play the fish down because he's not going to give up quick and he's going to just keep on pulling. Oh, look at the white bass right here. This is a monster white bass. Got my little CC Shad right in his mouth. Let me slide down here and see if I can get this thing caught. Come here, Mr. White Bass. Look at that one right there. That is a good white bass. Man, that is a nice white bass I caught there on my little CC Shad. I'm gonna put her back in the water. There you go, girl. Let me show you what I caught it on. This is called a Cordell CC Shad. It's light. A lot of people don't fish it because they think the lure is too light, but you use that to your advantage. This little light bait has the quickest little action in the water. It swims just like a shad. You know, the main thing is when these fish are running up these rivers in big schools, they're feeding on shad. When you can throw something that looks just like what they're eating, you're pretty successful most of the time. One of my favorite colors is this blueback chrome with an orange belly. It's got this real narrow lip on it. That's what gives it that real tight action in the water. So it swims just like a shad. You want to make long casts with it. You know, 6 pound, 8 pound test line, ultralight rod, 6.5, 7 feet is what you got to have to make a long cast. Put your rod tip down and slowly crank it back. When you do that, this thing is going to be a winner for you, a CC Shad.